This video will explain your ratios and recipes assignment. Before watching the video, you may want to follow along on your digital copy of your ratios and recipes assignment. You may also want to jot some notes down on a separate sheet of paper or in your math journal so that you understand all the information that's being communicated to you and make note of it. So if you need to pause the video to get anything to get you organized, please go ahead and do so. So I'm going to continue. Now, the purpose of this assignment is to get you to see how ratios and proportionality can help with converting recipes to serve more people. So the problem that you're going to try and solve here is that you've found your favorite recipe and you want to bring it to a party. The problem is that the original recipe you found does not serve enough people. You are not sure how many people will be attending, so you will need to do some calculations in doubling and tripling the recipe ingredients, essentially. So what you're doing again is you're applying your knowledge of equivalent ratios or proportions to increase the recipe to serve more people. So I'll go over the instructions by one here. So number one, you can choose a recipe from a baking or cooking website, a cookbook, a magazine, or perhaps your parent or guardian has a favorite one lying around at home. Now, I understand you had a French assignment as well having to do with baking, so you're more than welcome to use that same recipe because the intent of this assignment is different than what you did in that other subject. So I'm requesting that you take a picture of the original recipe and make sure you include it as part of your assignment. And if it's digital, just take a screenshot and just make sure you include as much information, like of all the ingredients and the instructions as best as possible. If you have to do it in multiple screenshots, that's fine. Be sure to include the source of your recipe as well. So if it's a website, the name of the website. If it's a cookbook, the name of the cookbook and author. If it's a magazine, the name of the magazine. Or if it's something that you have at home, just indicate it's a home recipe. There are some suggested websites here that I've listed, but there are a lot of websites out there. Perhaps you have a favorite one that you like to look at. If you enjoy baking or cooking, that's fine. I'll share one additional website with you that I have really liked since I've had more time to bake at home, let's just say. Okay, so that's item number one. Item number two, the recipe must have at least 5 ingredients. I don't think you'll have a problem with finding a recipe that has at least 5 ingredients, but to give you a limit as to how many calculations you have to do, you're only expected to do calculations for 5 ingredients. So most likely you'll find recipes that have more than 5 ingredients that you want to use, and that's fine, but you're only expected to do the calculations for 5 ingredients. Okay. Number 3, the recipe must also list the number of servings it makes. This is really key because this will determine how you're calculating your ratios. So, this is where you have to look carefully when you're on a website because sometimes it's not very obvious where the serving is listed or the amount of servings is listed. It always has to be listed though. So be sure to look out for that. Number 4, you're going to calculate the equivalent ratios for each ingredient to increase the recipe to double it, and you're going to triple it. Okay, so you're going to triple the amount and you're going to double the amount of the recipe. You have to show your work for your calculations. So I'm actually going to walk you through some sample calculations below because you may run into calculations obviously involving fractions. You're going to have probably mixed numbers and improper fractions in there too. So it's a good exercise to get you to work with more equivalent ratios and fractions and improper fractions. There is a chart attached below to this assignment to help you organize your calculations, and I highly suggest you use the chart. Number 5, you need to order your ingredients from the greatest to the least amount. So that's just getting you to order, again, improper fractions, mixed numbers, and ratios. So that's good practice to do that. Number 6, there is a sample format of the assignment attached below, and I will go over this with you in the video. And I will attach the entire example assignment into Google Classroom. The last part of the assignment is responding to this question. Why do you think it is important to maintain equivalent ratios or the same proportions of ingredients when you increase or decrease the amount of servings for a recipe? I'd like you to think carefully about your response to this question and be as specific as possible in your answers. So you have to think a little bit beyond math, but there is a reason why maintaining equivalent ratios or the same proportions of ingredients, it is important if you increase or decrease a recipe. So I want you to think about why it is important to maintain those equivalent ratios. Now, I'm going to go over the assignment in a bit more detail. So what I've done is on your copy, you do have a blank copy of sort of the format of the assignment. Now, you can format it any way you want to, but this is just laying out all the specific parts that are required in the assignment. So the first thing that I've done is, like I said, there's a favorite website that I've used lately. It's called thesaltymarshmallow.com. I've made some pretty delicious things off of this website, and the recipes are quite straightforward. So that's another recommendation of a website you can use. So, and I did actually make this recipe twice last week, and people did enjoy the muffins. So the name of the recipe, the original recipe, Easy Blueberry Muffins, right? The photo of the recipe, so what I did is I took a screenshot. If it has like, if you want to print the recipe, if you click on print, it will get you a better picture of the recipe. So again, screenshot the recipe. Do include the source of the recipe here, thesaltymarshmallow.com. Note that I have included the instructions here too of the recipe. It is handy to have that, so please make sure you include that information on your own recipe. Number 2, the number of servings from the original recipe. Sorry, that should say original recipe. It says 12 servings, if you can see there. The number of servings when doubled. If I double 12, I get 24. The number of servings when tripled. If I triple 12, I get 36. Now I'll walk you through maybe two or three of the calculations I have here, especially the ones involving fractions. Now, for the doubled recipe, for example, so the original recipe ingredient code, so keep in mind, you only have to do 5 ingredients. Okay. Note that there's a chart for the recipe when you double it, and note there's also a chart for the recipe when you triple it, just so that things are a bit more organized here. So for the original recipe ingredient, I'm going to look at the 2 cups of flour as the first example. So I'm just going to list here for the original recipe, 2 cups flour. Okay, the equivalent ratio or proportion calculations for doubling the ingredient. So I know that the original one is 2 cups flour. Okay, so I'm going to set it up, and this is one way you can set it up. It's a suggested way of showing your work. If I know I'm going to double the recipe, remember that you're multiplying everything by 2 here because you want the number of servings to increase and double from 12 to 24. So remember, to get your original recipe servings and doubling it, you're multiplying everything, every ingredient amount in the recipe by 2. So if I know I have 2 cups of flour for my original recipe, I have to figure out how many cups of flour I need for the double recipe. So I know doubled recipes. So I know that I'm going to be multiplying that side of the ratio by 2, so I know I need 4 cups of flour. So the immediate ingredient amount doubled, and I would say here, so for 24 servings, that would be 4 cups of flour. Okay, so that's how you do the first one. So notice again, I'm consistent. If I know I'm increasing or I'm doubling the recipe, I'm doubling the recipe amount, I'm multiplying every ratio by 2 here. Okay, now the next ingredient here, let's do 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. Okay, so this one involves this one involves a fraction, and I'm going to show you one way in which you can do this. And there are multiple ways you can do it. And it is possible, but I'll show you one way. So with a ratio, you've got 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Okay, and you don't know how many cups of sugar you need to double it. Well, this is where you don't really have the skills yet, maybe some of you do, as to how to multiply fractions, but we're gonna go back to adding because you know that you need 2 3/4 cups of sugar to double the recipe, right? So if you did 3/4 times 2, it would be the same as doing 3/4 plus 3/4. So if you were to double it, if you did 3/4 plus 3/4 here, you know you would get 6/4 of a cup of sugar. And look, this is something you definitely can do. If you know that 6/4 of a cup of sugar is 3/4 plus 3/4 and you're doubling the amount, well, what is 6/4 as a mixed number? So think about that before I go over the answer. 6/4 as a mixed number would actually be 1 and I'll let you figure that out. 1 2/4 of a cup of sugar. So it actually works out to be that. So again, 3/4 plus 3/4, we're simply doubling the amount. We are multiplying it by 2. So I am going to put that up here too. But to make it easier, we're just going to double the fraction. Note when we double fractions that the denominator has to stay the same. And in this case, we're automatically using the same amount anyways, so we were just doubling the amount. 3/4 plus 3/4 gives us 6/4. So the ingredient amount doubled for 3/4 cup of sugar would be 1 2/4 cups of sugar. You could leave it as an improper fraction, but it's when you're dealing with recipes in baking, oftentimes you have it as a mixed number. Okay, the next one we'll do is we will do 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, so I'm just going to go down to the next line here. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, so I know again I'm going to set up my ratio. So 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And yes, I do expect to see your work fully shown. This is an example of showing your work. So please make sure you do that. If you don't have enough room on the chart, you could do it in a different area, but just make sure you submit it with the assignment. If you have 1/4 teaspoon of salt, you need to find out how much it is when you double it. It's the same process as you did for the 3/4 cup of sugar. You're going to double it, and again, add 1/4 plus 1/4 because that's the same as doubling it, right? So 1/4 plus 1/4, you're just adding the numerator, so you get 2/4. You keep the same denominator, so that makes it easier. So 2/4 teaspoon of salt, which is essentially half a teaspoon of salt. So the ingredient amount doubled for 24 servings would be half a teaspoon of salt. So it may become tricky when you have to add fractions for doubling or tripling. So if you were to triple the fraction, you would be adding it a third time. So because remember that when you're tripling something, you're adding it 3 times. When you're doubling something, you're adding it twice. So it's the same process for this. So you fill out the chart for the doubled recipe, and then you move on and you fill out the chart for the tripled recipe. Okay, so you can follow the same process as the doubled recipe chart up above, and make sure you show your work as well. Okay, so number 4 here, You're listing your ingredients in order from the greatest to least amount. Again, you look at the original recipe and you just list it in order from the greatest to the least amount. And then finally, number 5, you're responding to this question. So those are all parts of the assignment there. What's really key is this part here where you are making sure that your calculations are accurate, because we want to see if you have a good understanding of equivalent ratio and proportion calculations. The next part of the video, I'm going to go over the rubric. So the rubric is also on Google Classroom, so I just need to go to my Google Drive here and upload it. And the rubric, we suggest that you refer to the rubric during the working process of the assignment. So you're not just referring to it at the beginning and then at the end, you're referring to it as you move along the assignment. This is the rubric here. And the rubric is we've just condensed it so it's a bit less to look at. And notice a few things. So hopefully you can see here. Again, the proficiency scale is listed here: emerging, developing, proficient, and extending. There's really only 2 categories in terms of content and curricular competencies we're looking at. So the first sort of band here looks at your ability to represent mathematical ideas in concrete and symbolic forms for ratios and proportions. Are you able to express ratios and equivalent ratios accurately? Do you understand the procedures, right? This also deals with, do you have all of the elements of the assignment? Are you missing 3 or more elements or 2 or more elements under developing? How accurate are your calculations? Do you have major errors in recording or calculations? Do you have some errors in recording? Are they generally accurate? Do you have minor errors, or are they all accurate for extending? Connecting and reflecting, this has to do with the response to the question, and that's why I want you to really think carefully about your response to that question for the last part of the assignment. So again, I think pretty straightforward for all of the descriptors under each indicator there. So just be as complete and as precise with your response to that question as well. And that is the assignment. So just to review, okay, here we go. So again, what you need to start off with is choosing the recipe, something that you enjoy, something hopefully that you've had before. Again, these websites are suggested websites, so if you have a source that you'd prefer to look at, that's fine. It should have at least 5 ingredients, and remember, you're only expected to do the calculations for 5 ingredients. It has to list the number of servings. You also have to list the number of servings in the actual assignment, so make sure you can locate that. Number 4, you're going to calculate the equivalent ratios to increase the recipe, to double it, and to triple it. You have to show your work, as noted in the example I went over with you. You have to order your ingredients from the greatest to the least amount, and then you have to respond to this question. I highly suggest that you look at the example assignment that I will attach. It's the same one as here in Google Classroom, just so you have a reference point as to what to look at. And that is it. If you have any questions, please feel free to email my